If you're watching this video, you're probably already a digital nomad yourself, or you're seriously considering the lifestyle and you're doing some research before making the big jump, right? So today, I'm going to go over the top 5 mistakes to avoid as a digital nomad if you want to enjoy the lifestyle and keep it going for a long time. So my name is Jonas, I'm a digital nomad. I've been traveling the world for over a year now, and there's a lot of mistakes I did at the beginning and that I'm, to be honest, still doing all the time that are probably going to be useful for you and that you're probably going to find quite interesting and that you should probably avoid. I'm in Korea right now. As you can see, it's quite rainy outside. That's why I'm doing this video, and so I hope you'll enjoy. The digital nomad lifestyle can be really amazing and really exciting, especially if you look at it from the outside. It looks like you're making money while working on the road and you get to enjoy all these beautiful destinations. You're traveling the world, new countries every week, every month, whenever you want. You can work from the mountains, the beach, so many different places, right? What people might not notice actually is that there's some mistakes that you could make that could ruin the whole experience for you. So number one is not being prepared enough. This might not look like it, but being a digital nomad actually takes a lot of work and a lot of preparation. Especially you should be very careful of not making the mistake of not doing your homework. Before you go to a new destination, you should definitely take the time of checking all the visas, papers, SIM cards, Wi-Fi, the basic directions, how the money is going to work, what currencies do they actually use, how much things actually cost, all these different things. If you do the homework in advance, you're going to really enjoy your stay, you're going to show up prepared, you know what's going to happen, and you can then go off to explore. If you don't take the time to do your homework in advance, you're going to make things much harder on yourself. You're probably going to show up there, you don't have any Wi-Fi, you don't have any internet connection, you don't have any idea about the insurance, for example, what to do if something goes wrong. Do you need to go to the hospital? All these different things. It might seem very boring, and it is very boring to be honest, but these are the things that are going to save you a lot of time on the long run. You definitely don't want to just land at the airport and be completely lost because you don't have Wi-Fi, you don't know where to go, you don't know anyone, you don't know the language, you haven't downloaded any offline maps or anything like that. So this is the first mistake. Definitely do your homework. It doesn't take that long. Make sure you have your insurance, you have your visas, you have your papers in order, you have maybe some cash on hand already. You already looked into, for example, buying eSIMs online and all these different things so that when you land, you know where to go and you have a basic idea of what is going to happen. You can go straight into enjoying your new destination and not being worried about the details. The second mistake you could make is not having good internet. Good internet is important for everyone, but it's especially important if you're a digital nomad and you actually have to do online work while you're traveling. You can't really travel if you're not making money, and so if you're not really keeping your job going. And making sure that you actually have access to good internet, at least when you need it, is vital. Before booking any accommodations on Airbnb, on booking.com, on whatever website you use, make sure that it actually has good internet. Go through the reviews, and maybe it's worth buying a local SIM card or like an eSIM, for example, even having a portable Wi-Fi source. This is not just about you being able to watch YouTube videos or access like Google Maps or anything like this, but it's really about you being able to actually get your work done so that then you can go out and keep enjoying your day. If you're going to be fighting for internet, it gets very frustrating very fast. You would be surprised. So a quick tip here is to buy eSIMs in advance. You can activate them, for example, the day before you actually leave. Having local SIM cards, of course, are great. Buying portable Wi-Fi works very well. And then, of course, you'll still probably in most places you'll still be able to access internet, for example, from local cafes or co-working spaces. Just quick parenthesis here, this might be quite controversial for some people, but I would not recommend working from a cafe. It can sound very exciting and you kind of picture yourself working from a cafe on the beach and meeting new people, etc. But at the end of the day, if you want to sustain this lifestyle for a long time, you have to make sure that you can actually get your work done so that you can have the time to go and enjoy the adventure. A cafe is far from an ideal place. If you're like me, I have a lot of calls every day. I have a lot of emails that I have to send. I cannot just work from any random cafe, and any type of like WeWork membership or any sort of co-working space is probably worth the money. So for example, WeWork, they have buildings all over the world, so it's very easy to access them. You know you're going to have good internet, you know you're going to have a comfortable place to sit, you're not going to have to fight over anything. It is probably worth every cent. So this is just my opinion, but I would definitely recommend co-working spaces over cafes every day of the week. The third mistake you could make is packing too much. And this is a very easy mistake to make because you're probably on your first trip or maybe even on your second or third one. You're very excited. You want to take a lot of things with you. You want to make sure you don't forget anything. Sometimes you might be going on very adventurous locations. So you want to make sure you have everything you need. On one side, I would agree. You need to make sure, especially if you're going for long periods of time, that you're actually comfortable enough and you have everything you need to feel comfortable on a daily basis. But at the same time, plans change. And you don't know if you're going to go off on like a little weekend trip with some friends, how much space you're necessarily going to have at your accommodation, depending on how you decide to travel. And also, you might want to do some shopping actually. I'm in Korea right now. There's a lot of really cool stores. I need to make sure that I can actually buy some things and bring them back, you know, for friends, for family, or even for my next destination. And so I would always say, pack light enough that you don't feel bothered by all your suitcases. This is going to be different for everyone. Just pay attention to how much stuff you actually have, depending on where you're going. If you want to take some buses, boats, whatever, going there with 3 huge suitcases is going to be really hard. The fourth mistake you should avoid is not finding a balance. By this, I mean that it's really easy to just spend all your time traveling and exploring and going off adventuring, or actually doing the exact opposite and spending all your time just working from your co-working space, from home, from a cafe, etc., etc. Both extremes are going to make the travel either not enjoyable or just not sustainable at all. And so you're probably not going to like the lifestyle too much. You need to make sure that you actually have some sort of routine that you can stick to, so that you have enough time, as we just said, to get your work done, but also that you have still time to actually enjoy the place you're going. It doesn't really make sense to travel around the world and visit different cities, different locations, if you're still going to do exactly the same thing and just stay locked up in your house and just working all the time. This is one of those things that makes it really easy for you to not enjoy the lifestyle anymore. On the other side, if you're adventuring too much, it's going to be very, very exciting for a couple of weeks, but then financial problems are going to catch up to you very fast as well. So definitely plan things in advance. Have some sort of a routine. The routine is very closely related to the fifth point, which is overspending and isolating yourself. Overspending, I mean that it's really easy to not keep your finances in check. For example, by just spending a lot of money on cool restaurants or cool adventures, cool accommodations and all these different things, which makes the travel not sustainable at all for you. And the second one, which is closely related as well, is isolating yourself. If you don't have a good routine, it is very, very easy, especially when you're traveling a lot, to become very lonely. You might meet a lot of people on a daily basis at co-working spaces, at tourist activities, etc., but not really making any friends. And especially if you're moving really fast from location to location, it's really easy to actually not have any serious, meaningful conversations with people for long periods of time. And this is one that, to be honest, I am still struggling with on a daily basis. I'm traveling, for example, through Korea and Japan, and taking the time to just do more than just being me and my girlfriend and exploring each area and going to work, but actually trying to meet either locals or other travelers is actually really hard. If you want to keep this lifestyle going for more than a couple months, this is something that you actually need to focus on. Make sure that you're not isolating yourself and that you're not overspending. Those two can be quite hard to balance one and the other, but it is really, really important if you want to make this a sustainable experience for yourself. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if there's anything more. Maybe in another video we can talk about management and money and all these different things. It is quite a sometimes boring but important topic. So for now, thanks a lot for watching.